What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe 2020 is almost over. I don't even know where the year went. In lieu of 2021, I wanted to share with you 21 life-changing habits to incorporate into your life. It takes 21 days to break a bad habit, and it takes 90 days to make it a permanent lifestyle change. So keep that in mind as you start to think about what you want 2021 to be. So I have written all 21 things down, and I invite you to write them down with me, or you can always come back to this video. Honestly, I think if you can incorporate these things sooner rather than later, even better. Rather than thinking, okay, we're gonna do all of this in January, start to think about how can I slowly start to incorporate these habits into my life right now. Number 1, rephrase the way we say, I have to do this, I need to do this. Rather than saying that, try to change your words into, I get to do this. Let me give you an example. So rather than, I have to go to work, think of it as, I get to go to work. I get to go to work on Monday, yay, because that reminds us to be grateful for the things that we have and that we get to do a lot of the opportunities that many people don't get to do right now. And so this is a chance for us to really change our perspective and use the phrase, I get to do this, rather than, oh, I have to do this. You can't even say I get to without putting a smile on your face. Number 2, I like to really write down everything that I need to do and want to do. So I have my goals on the left, and then when I'm done, I can move it to the right so that I can visually see, hey, we did this, we accomplished this. And for me, I'm always looking for motivation. And so to be able to move everything to the right is really going to visually help me see how fast can I achieve the things that I said I was going to do. Number 3, a good habit is to start to mute people on Instagram or on Facebook if they start to bring up some negative feelings within you. Now, I don't mean, oh, if you don't agree with someone, you should unfollow them. Because sometimes it's good for us to see people who don't agree with us and to kind of see, what is their life like? What are they talking about? Because in life, you're always going to encounter people who don't agree with you. And that's okay. That's how we learn to love people. But if you're starting to feel emotions like you don't feel good enough, you're comparing yourself, you feel like your life is inferior compared to theirs, I think that's a sign that maybe looking at their posts is not helpful for you. So if you don't want to unfollow them, then what you can do is you can actually mute their posts or their stories, or on your explore page you can also hard press and click not interested so that your explore page can be filtered to what you actually want to see. For me, it's mostly all BTS on my explore page. Number 4, try to exercise early in the morning. If you have followed my morning routines, you would have seen that I like to work out early in the morning. And in 2019, I would work out morning or night, especially because I was working so much. Sometimes I'd have to squeeze it in at night. But now that I tend to work out at home, I try to work out early in the morning so that it helps me sleep late at night. I wake up early, I get all of my energy out, and then at night, I am tired. But if you work out late at night, your adrenaline rush can actually keep you awake. So I find that working out early in the morning has been very helpful for me, and it also puts me in a routine. Number 5 is another rephrasing of words. So instead of thinking, I'll be happy when I have a car, I'll be happy when I have a house, I'll be happy when I'm debt free, think of it as, I am happy because, and then fill in the blank. Because then it helps us stay present. It helps us remember what's going on right now that we can be happy for, thankful for, and grateful for. Number 6, think about what kind of person you want to be, and think about what kind of person you are being seen as. Not everyone is on YouTube or Instagram, but be mindful of how you speak and how you portray yourself, especially on the internet. So something that I always think about is, if I'm going to respond to a comment or if I'm going to respond to someone's post, how am I being portrayed by the way that I'm saying whatever it is I'm saying? We want to make sure that we are showing love and care towards people and not cutting people down. There's definitely 2 types of people on the internet. Those who are so encouraging, they're always cheering people on, or 2, you're looking for ways to nitpick and tell someone that they're wrong. And I definitely think we can say things in a nicer way. If you want to correct someone, it's okay to say, by the way, I noticed this is how you were doing it. I really think it would be better if you do it this way because maybe that'll be easier. Something like that is more encouraging and helpful rather than, you did that wrong, what are you thinking? That's not very nice. Also, the second one is based on pride versus the first one is out of love and trying to help someone out. Number 7, be generous not only with money, but with your time. I know we live in a very fast-paced society, or we want to do things when we want to do it. But being generous with our time, helping people, helping our parents, and being mindful that time is something that we can be generous with is a really good mindset and habit to have. You know, listen to someone talking to you without you looking at your phone. Really make eye contact with someone and show them, hey, this time that I have, it's yours. Let me hear you. Let me see what I can do to help you. Really listen to people and be there for them without getting distracted, because that is you being generous with the time that you have been given. Number 8, try to get 8 hours of sleep. I did not plan that. It just happened to be number 8. Getting 8 hours of sleep has really helped me stay in a good routine where I don't nap in the middle of the day. I am really productive because I just have so much daytime. And so getting 8 hours of sleep is really important. Now, that means you need to establish a nighttime routine so that it'll set you up to where you can sleep and wake up the next day feeling refreshed. I know so many people who get used to running on 5 to 6 hours of sleep, but I can assure you your body is not happy about that. So try to get 8 hours of sleep and it'll be life-changing. Number 9, allow 10 to 12 hours of food digestion. So that means after you eat dinner, try to go about 10 to 12 hours before you eat breakfast. And that will allow optimal digestion for your body. So I always eat about 4 hours before bed, and then I'll sleep for 8 hours. And then when I wake up, that's my full 12 hours. Number 10, create a morning routine. There are lots of ideas on my channel, on other people's channels, but I do think that morning routines has helped me establish a more productive lifestyle. And it's pretty much, what do you do the first hour you wake up? I think it's so easy to end up lying in bed for an hour on our phones, but establishing a morning routine allows you to get up, get your day started, and then you feel much more productive. I have lots of videos on my channel to help you establish a morning routine. Number 11, I'm going to sound like my dentist, but floss your teeth to prevent gum disease and receding gums. Definitely, I wish I started flossing every single day earlier. My dentist always told me to do that, but in high school and college, I would only floss when I felt like it. After college, I was much more consistent because as you get older, your gums start to recede and it's just not healthy. And you can also get these cool flossing tools to help you out as well. Number 12, sit up straight and have good posture. Again, as we get older, our back and spine tends to feel the wear and the tear, but sitting up straight is really important. And what's helped me have better posture is doing back workouts so that I can sit up straight even if I'm sitting on a chair that doesn't have a back on it. Number 13 is figure out your food sensitivities. So food sensitivities is something that I really learned within the past year. All of our bodies are uniquely different. We are all uniquely, wonderfully, and beautifully made. But that means what one person eats may not work for you. If you follow someone else's diet, you may not end up looking like they do because our bodies are different. So what really helps is figuring out, how do you feel after you eat a certain food item? And I don't mean feeling guilty or feeling sad that you ate something. I mean literally, physically, how does your body feel after you eat whatever it is that you ate? Number 14, let go and accept the things that you cannot change. I, for one, am a total control freak and I like to control my environment. It actually ends up hurting me more, but also be brave enough to push past any limits that you know you can break through. If you can, you should, and go for it. So we have to find balance in between when it's time to charge and go for it and when it's okay to just say, hey, that's not for me, and it's okay. Number 15, consume less sugar. Apparently, Americans consume about 57 pounds of sugar a year. That's a lot of sugar. That's about the size of a child. Full size of a child is 57 pounds. So we want to be mindful of how much sugar we are consuming. That is in coffee, soda, smoothies, boba. I actually don't drink boba, even though I'm Asian American and a lot of my friends do, but I'm very mindful of how much sugar I'm consuming because I'd rather get it from fruit than from a drink or from my food.
Number 16, change your pillowcase often. Some people change it every other day, but that's a lot for me, so I try to wash all of my bed sheets at least once a month, but that's because I always shower before bed, so I am super clean when I sleep.
Number 17 is a cash jar. I actually have a cash jar where anytime I tutor or babysit, and if I get cash or maybe from your parents, you can just stick it in that jar so that you can save it for a future trip, you can save it for an emergency, and so that cash jar is something that you want to save in case of an emergency. Number 18 is take social media breaks. Very often we feel like social media is just going. There's so many new posts to see, so many TikToks to catch up on, and so I like to take a day to just not use any of it and focus on my present day. You can do a social media break for a day, a week, or a month, whatever works for you. Try to take at least one day out of a month to just step back and realize, you know, social media is not everything and social media is not always real. Number 19, I like to turn off all push notifications, especially on my Instagram, because I don't need to know all the time when I'm getting a new message or notification, and so I like to just shoo away with it and not see it. And I also like to have my phone on silent so that I am not constantly hearing the ding ding ding, because that can also really distract you and increase your anxiety. Number 20, enjoy your work even when it's hard. Even when you don't want to do it, enjoy it. Find joy in your work somehow, some way, or maybe it's time to find something else. There is this Greek mythology story of a Greek god named Sisyphus, and his punishment was to roll a giant boulder up a mountain. But when it got to the top of the mountain, it would just roll back down. And so for the rest of his life, that was his job, was just to bring the boulder up, and it would roll down over and over again. But I will say, if he found joy in that work, then perhaps his life wouldn't have seemed as sad. And number 21, find activities that help you feel rested. Watching TV, sitting on the couch, sometimes is not really rest. It can also be avoidance of the things that you actually need to do. So that's not really restful. Find areas where you find peace and joy and you feel like, this is why I do what I do, so I can be in these types of situations. I hope that this helps you. I know that 2020 has been rough, but with 2021, I really hope that these habits that we can change, we will try to implement it into our everyday life. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!